how are you? My name is Martha and my channel name is Everything Martha Crafts and More. I want to welcome you. I want to thank you. If you've been subscribed to my channel, I want to welcome my new subscribers. I hope that you will enjoy the videos. Today I am going to bake a cake and I'm going to show you the recipe. And this cake is just a delicious cake. We were introduced to this cake many years ago by a good friend of my parents. When my parents came from Cuba, they came with 3 young children and they came to have 2 more here after in the United States. I was only 2 years old when my parents went from Cuba to South Carolina, which is where they moved to first, and they lived there for 2 years. I vaguely remember anything from that time because I was so small. I do remember a couple of little things because I guess by the time they left I was already like 4 something. So I do remember a couple of little things vaguely. But the reason for me saying that is because my parents made this very good friends with a couple which happened to end up being their neighbors. And so many years after I was already an adult and married, we went back to visit them and their family of 3. They had 3 girls, and my mom says that we used to play together all the time. And my parents said that this couple was so very good and generous to them when they came from Cuba. So this friend of my mom's, her name is Geneva, God bless her. This lady can cook. And so that time when we went back to visit them, she had a delicious meal prepared for us, and the dessert was this cake, which maybe many of you already have heard of this cake because the recipe used to be printed for years on the side of the Duncan Hines cake mix. And so, but anyway, she's the one that introduced us to this cake, which, oh my God, it was so good. We had to ask her for the recipe. And so she did give us a recipe. And later on is when I came to find out that Duncan Hines used to print it on the side of their cake boxes. And the name of the cake is Sock It To Me cake. And so I have everything ready in the kitchen now with all the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make this cake. And so today happens to be the birthday of someone that I have come to admire very much, and I met her through YouTube, and she has a beautiful YouTube channel that I just love to watch. I can't get enough of her. Her channel name is Steve and Nina's Homestead, and they have a beautiful home, and they have chickens, and they just are so kind, and they are so much in love. You can just feel the love that they have between the 2 of them. They've gone through some hard times, and I always keep them in my prayers. Nina is someone that is very special. I hope that she's been so kind to me, and she has talked about my channel in her channel. And if you don't know her channel and you watch mine, I hope that you will check her out. She is I can't say enough good things about her. So I'm going to be baking this cake today in honor of Nina's birthday. I'm sorry I can't send you a piece, Nina, but I hope that you will try this recipe and that you think of me when you make it. I hope that God blesses you and Steve abundantly. Happy birthday, my friend. This cake is in honor of you. And so thank you. I'm going to start baking the cake now. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that you'll try the recipe. And if you do, I hope that you let me know. And let me know if you already have heard of this cake before. If you have, I hope that it just brings it back to memory and that it will inspire you to try it because it's so good. Anyway, enough said. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy this video and that you give it a thumbs up. Mwah. Thank you for watching. Okay guys, here's what you're gonna need to make this recipe. You're gonna need a bundt cake pan, a mixing bowl, 4 eggs, sugar, salted butter, some vanilla extract, powdered cinnamon, a box of butter recipe yellow cake mix. You're also going to need dark brown sugar, confectioner's sugar. Glazed pecans is optional. You can put the pecans or not, but I'm going to add those. one 8-ounce container of sour cream. I also have my oven preheating at 375. And I have the butter there ready so I can butter my pan. You're also going to need a mixer. And I believe that's it, you guys. Let's get started with this delicious recipe. So now I'm gonna just butter my pan, and make sure that you butter it correctly so that it doesn't get stuck to the pan when you're ready to take it out of the oven. So next we're gonna make the filling for the cake, and we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of the cinnamon powder, it's time to add the pecans to the filling, and as I said before, this is optional. You don't need to add the pecans. And I'm gonna chop them up as small as I can and add it to the brown sugar and cinnamon mixture. It's time to open the box of the cake mix, and I'm gonna pour it into the mixing bowl and take 2 tablespoons from there to add it to the filling mixture with the brown sugar, the pecans, and the cinnamon, and mix it well and just put it to the side, because we're gonna start making the cake now. And I'm gonna crack the 4 eggs and add that into the bowl with the cake mix. Now I'm going to add a half a stick of softened butter. This recipe also calls for a 1/4 cup of water, and I'm adding that in now. We're also going to add the sour cream, an 8-ounce container of sour cream. And lastly, it calls for a 1/4 cup of sugar, so I'm just gonna eyeball it, and if it's a little bit sweeter than the recipe calls for, that's fine with me. So now I'm starting to just mix all of those ingredients together. I hope you can see how thick and rich this batter is. This cake is really delicious, you guys. I hope that you will try it. And so I'm just making sure that it is all combined, and it's time to just pour the batter into the cake pan, and we're going to pour only half of the batter. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pour it all around so that I can just easily use the spatula and cover the bottom of the pan. So now you want to take your spatula and softly just spread the batter all along the bottom of the pan, and then just get your mixture that you prepared before and just sprinkle it all over the top of the half of the batter so that you can cover the whole middle of the cake completely with this delicious cinnamon and brown sugar mixture. In goes the rest of the cinnamon mixture, and it's completely covered. Now I'm gonna get the mixing bowl and just pour the rest of the batter over the cinnamon mixture, and I'm gonna try to move the bowl around so that it makes my job easier afterwards to spread it with the spatula, because as you can see, this mixture is really thick and rich. And I'm a little bit messy, you guys, when I'm doing this. As you can see, I'm getting the batter all over the place. It's in the middle of the pan. It's in the sides of the pan. I even got some on my camera, so I'm gonna have to do a little cleaning up after this, but that's okay. Okay, so try and smooth out the batter as evenly as you can so your cake does not come out lopsided. As you can see by looking at the middle of my pan, I have some major cleaning up to do because I was quite messy when I poured the batter into the pan. If you move your pan around like this, that also helps to get the batter evenly dispersed. Time for cleaning. And into the oven it goes for 55 minutes. My cake is done now. Doesn't it look beautiful and brown? And it's pretty even, I must say. I'm putting it on this cooling rack now so that it cools off before I get it out of the pan, which I'm doing now. And I like to use a knife just to loosen it a little bit, and it's pretty loose, so I'm happy about that. So now it's time to prepare the glaze for the cake. So I'm gonna pour out the confectioner's sugar. I need 2 cups of that. Now I'm gonna use milk, and I'm gonna pour the milk in a little at a time until I get the consistency that I like for the glaze. If you like the consistency to be thinner, then you just add a little bit more milk. If you like it firmer, then you stop there, but I'm just gonna continue adding milk and stirring well until I get the consistency that I want for the glaze. And that seems just about right for me. Now the only thing I need to add is the vanilla, the flavoring to the glaze, and it asks you to add like a teaspoon, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and then continue to mix that into the sugar and milk mixture. Okay, now it's time to add this deliciousness of a glaze. That smells so good. My whole house smells really good, you guys. When you bake this cake, you'll see that you get the smell of cinnamon, and you can even smell the sour cream, the butter, and I'm drizzling the glaze now all over the top and the sides of the cake. Happy birthday, Nina. If you ever come to Florida, I will love to prepare a nice dinner and this delicious cake as dessert. Happy birthday. God bless you. Thank you all for watching. I hope you'll try this cake and that you enjoyed this video. Bye.